Light my bunny rabbit candle. Come on. If you're here, let me know you're here, because I was having Wi-Fi issues. So imagine that. We have Wi-Fi issues on PNN. Whoever thought of such a thing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. You make it worth it when you tell me that you love my show. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I just had to reboot everything. It wasn't working. Probably because I left it for several days. So welcome to the Psychic News Network. We made it to Friday! Clear and present psychic and that's a compliment. Let me turn this because I need for you to be able to see. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. It's a really important concept. We've seen a lot of darkness lately. Yes, I'm back home. I'm in this habit of like leaving for a while and rebooting, just like I had to reboot my Wi-Fi. Anyway, spring flowers. We're gonna jump into it momentarily. You had solar flares last night, and you had northern lights in Maine. You must be way up there, Cheryl. Yes, and I'm already planning my next getaway because I can work, no matter where I am. Oh, that's a little too weird. Anyway, it's just gonna follow. I'm just sort of stalling, giving people a chance to show up. So it's Friday. It is the 24th, and see my lightning earrings. That's to commemorate that. See, look, flashing lightning. That's to acknowledge that Pluto is in Aquarius, and that happened yesterday. So hold on to your horses because it's going to be a little rough. Gosh, if I had known that you could see the northern lights, I would have looked, but it was quite overcast. And Cheryl's in Maine, so she must be further north than where I was in New Hampshire. So, yeah, I don't want anybody to panic, but all hell could break loose. She said calmly. From where? Nacogdoches, Texas? Wow. Boy, I'd hate to have to spell that all the time. Let's get into it, shall we? Donald J. Trump is going full-on terrorist. Hello, Quebec. Joe Biden was up in Canada today. He's still up there. They're probably having dinner. So, before we start, I have to show you. I did go to the post office, and I have to show you. And I'm apologizing right off the bat because I just picked these up, and I had a few boxes, and I didn't write down people's names. So if you're responsible for sending me this, just know that I love it. It says, "We are the granddaughters of the witches you couldn't burn." So claim it if you sent it. I love this. And next time I'll let you know who sent it. Isn't that great? Somebody just wrote Santos up there. Did I miss some news about Pinocchio? I don't think I did. He's flipped the heck out. Oh yeah, so we're gonna read on whether they're going to in fact get Donald Trump in control. I'm gonna put it to you straight. Donald J. Trump is a very dangerous man. Donald J. Trump is a very dangerous man. And he's angry, and he's beyond angry. I think you would call it flipping out with rage. So I don't know, I've done it in the past. Is the Waco thing tomorrow? It is tomorrow. I feel a lot of chaotic energy around that Waco thing. He's desperate. He's a very dangerous man. He got off the Brazil charges. We'll read that. We'll read that. He had a mute order. He needs a mute order. He does. He's flipping his hair off. So, which brings me to my next gift. Who is responsible for sending me this? I don't know. I have to look at the box at the return address. But if it helps, this is what I got in the mail when I finally went to the post office. So here's what somebody sent me, because I don't know, maybe she thinks that I think he should be flushed down the toilet. So there's that. All right. Anyway, and since it is the season, I don't know. I'm not responsible for this, but it was hilarious. I had seen the Donald Trump toilet bowl washers, but I hadn't ordered one. There's also Donald Trump toilet paper, and somebody sent me enough Peeps to last 5 years. So I don't know. One day I mentioned that, yeah, I like Peeps, and then just more Peeps than anyone would need in a lifetime. But thank you. It's really funny. Yeah, so he's flipping out, and Pluto just went into Aquarius. So how's that? So we have had meditations during rallies before, and I'm thinking we might need to do that. So Peep Essentials, yes. Yeah, it's a lot of peeps. Let me read it to you. There are 1 12-count lavender, 1 12-count blue, 1 15-count pink, 1 15-count yellow, 1 5-count party cake flavored, 1 5-count cotton candy flavored, 4 1-count milk chocolate covered Peeps. So there you go. I'm going to have to find some kids on Easter. I'm stalling. I don't want to get into his energy. Yeah, he needs a gag order. And it's really amazing that he doesn't have a gag order, because, and this is probably making us all nuts. Yeah, the chocolate Peeps are good. Good for the dentists everywhere. Yeah, you just have 1 Peep, right? Maybe 2 Peeps maximum. Let's see what's going on here with Trump. It's making me crazy that they're just letting him do this. You are loved. I love that saying. Thank you. That's so sweet. I got my sage burning. So I will think about whether we need to do a meditation during that rally. It might be a good idea. And the pendulum, okay, let's see if the pendulum lets me know. Trump and poop, perfect match. Let's just look. Is the rally in Waco actually going to take place? The pendulum doesn't want to give me an answer. Oh, hi Australia. Welcome. Must be tomorrow there. Yeah, I know Alvin Bragg got an envelope of white powder. When you're watching the news all day like me, I mean, you're surprised if a story slipped through the cracks. So I'm surprised about the Santos story slipping through the cracks. What I'm getting, I do follow the news, so, you know, if it's major news, I have already heard it. Probably too many times. But I didn't hear about Santos. I didn't hear about Pinocchio. And it's interesting. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. The Trump stuff is too much. It's interesting because I got that. Watching sitcoms helps, actually. I got that Pinocchio, George Santos, whatever the heck his name is, nobody really knows. I felt like Brazil was going to come for him. So, you know, remember when Alvin Bragg, like, it looked like he dropped the case? And then all of a sudden, Alvin Bragg's back on the case. So I'm not so sure about the Pinocchio, George Santos thing. Let me see. Is the Brazilian issue over with Santos? Okay, my pendulum is not really... It's not giving me clear answers just yet. Trump needs to be remanded. He needs to be... Lock him up. Yeah, Brazil is coming from him. When I read on George Santos in the past, I got that Brazil is coming for him and that Brazil would show us how it's done. Is Brazil going to come for... Okay, so now it's saying yes. Arrest him at the rally. That's what I get. What Cindy Lou is saying right now is I get the people looking for trouble will be there. And white powder in the mail reminds you of 9/11. This is terrorism. We're under the threat of domestic terrorism. Let's just say it. So Jules, ever after, you said it's all over Twitter. Nowadays it's hard to know if something's true on Twitter. Right? Let me move my chair over a little bit. So I'll let you know if I think that we need to do a rally. I mean a meditation during the rally. Maybe we need to do a rally. This is from Midas Touch. This wasn't a gift. I bought this from Midas Touch. So get your shirt. It's a good quality shirt. It was like, I think it was like $40 and it's really worth it. I'll wear it. Knock out fascism. So we're dealing with a double whammy. We have fascism. He's a clear and present danger, absolutely. Just going back to the Santos things, he's giving himself up, so they say, yeah, I'm not following the story. It's hard to follow a story when it's in the chat, sometimes, often, actually. So we're in a place of domestic terrorism and that he's chosen to have that rally in Waco. If anybody thinks that's a coincidence, wake up. Waco was the site of a very horrifying situation. A lot of people died. It just got out of control. Yeah, knock out fascism. Definitely order that from Midas Touch. We want to help the people. Honestly, and by the way, thank you if you've sent me a donation. I got a couple envelopes in the mail. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Thank you if you sent me a donation. Seriously, there's a tip jar there because, you know, like people like Midas Touch, I like to support them as much as I can. Subscribe to Midas Touch if you can because they're working really hard at keeping people informed. You know, the MSNBC guys and all that, they get paid. But, you know, people like Midas Touch and myself, we don't get paid. So we appreciate it. Donald Trump. Okay, so we are under the threat of domestic terrorism attacks. Clearly. So we're just looking at cards about the rally. Please hit the thumbs up if you can, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. This is a big burden. I have the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like there'll be trouble. And I had said a week ago, I think it was exactly a week ago, when I was reading about Trump and what is happening with him, what's going on with him, you know, his mental state. And he was saying such heinous things. Yeah, Midas Touch needs to get to 1 million people by the end of March. They are heroes. So Trump is saying the most heinous things. And what did I say? If you watched me, I said, I pulled, I think it was the 5 of Swords or the 5 of Pentacles. And I pulled it and I was like, oh, we ain't seen nothing yet. Hi, Marby. It's going to be in the 90s in Waco tomorrow. I'm assuming that it's at night, right? Is a rally at night? They usually are. His first campaign rally. I mean, what are we doing in this country that we're allowing this? It seems like the height of naivety. He's going to be, you know, and I said he was going to get awfuler and awfuler. I didn't use that non-word, but it was going to get worse and worse. And even though we saw that what he was saying was so horrible, I told you it was going to get way worse. His horribleness, Trump's horribleness was going to just go off the charts in terms of things he was saying. And boy, I didn't even know. 5 p.m.? Okay. I didn't even know when I was reading that I couldn't fathom that it would get that bad. It's like he's going for the most intense ways to threaten somebody as humanly possible. It's really crazy. Of course it's crazy. So I see, it's interesting. I have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Rods. It's showing me that there's a ton of security. A ton of security. We the peeps from where? Mindzill TV? I don't know what that is. And your family are coming together because you're so scared and so afraid. Well, you know, maybe I'll hold a meditation. Maybe tomorrow, is it 5 p.m. Central Time? Well, Cheryl's saying we need to send light there for protection of the people. If they choose to be there and they know how violent he is, you know what I mean? They made that bed. We are the peeps. We the peeps. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading that. From Mindzilla TV. We have any wrenches in case we need them? Waco Regional Airport. The people should stay away. The Page of Cups, it does look like that law enforcement, I don't know. I feel it getting very heated, but law enforcement able to handle what's going on. He left the people stranded at the venue in freezing cold weather. I mean, I don't think we have to pray for the protection of the people that attend his rally. We need to pray for the protection of the United States of America, right? You know what I mean? And yeah, you get what you ask for. That's kind of the way that I'm looking at it. I mean, I don't want anybody to get hurt. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if they choose to be there knowing how heinous and vitriolic he is and how dangerous and how violent he is, then, you know, I wouldn't go to something like that. Would you go to something like that? Of course we're praying for Bragg and the jurors. I hope we all are. I think I just assume that everybody prays. I'm probably wrong about that. No, okay, so, and here's the thing too. I mean, it does look like there will be some incidences because he's going to be spewing this vitriol. This is what I'd like to pray for. If I'm going to pray for the people that are Trumpsters, this is what I'm going to pray for. I'm going to pray that all the hatred and vitriolic feelings that they have in their hearts, whatever happened to make them so aligned with this man, I'm going to pray that they're able to heal the hurt and the hatred in their own hearts. If I'm going to pray for anything. Because if that's their role model, if that's their hero, that's tragic. Some of us don't pray as much as we listen. Hang on, let me remind you. Let's bring Sadhguru in to the picture. Because we need to be reminded. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. Right? I can't get this shit. Okay, there. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. And here's what I want to say about this. what I want to say about that. I mean, I have an aunt that lives in Illinois that was all into Trump. I don't know if she still is, but I was like, really? Are you okay? Maybe they're going to arrest him tonight. I mean, I can't imagine being so enamored with somebody who's so hateful. Okay. Maybe Jules ever after say maybe they're going to arrest him tonight. Doesn't look like they're going to arrest him tonight. There's a lot of things in play. There's a lot of things in play, and this is what I do when I see the pendulum doing this. I become very aware. This is just me. This is just me. This is just what I do. It doesn't mean it's right, okay? I don't think I'm better than everybody else. I'm just saying that what I do when the pendulum's giving me like, ooh, this kind of thing, I recognize that we have a lot of influence in how we think and our thoughts creating the outcome that we want. Yeah, and last time I read on when he will be indicted, I said Wednesday. That was on Monday. And it might have been that it's this coming Wednesday. Yeah, they're not going to... I'm not picking up that they're going to arrest him in Texas. I totally have a connection with the pendulum. Thank you for saying that, because now you reminded me that I have a pendulum class tomorrow. I'll break into my commercial at the halfway point. But I have a pendulum class tomorrow, and I've not marketed it, and there's only 2 people. And I need 3 people. So be grateful has a sister-in-law who's all the way down the Trump road. So I wonder if you know somebody like that, if you are even able to have a civil, just loving conversation. Are you able to do that? We'll pick 3 more cards about the Waco. And the whole, remember when he had the rally before in 2020 in Tulsa during the anniversary of, I forget what they call it. Let me think. The anniversary of this horribly racist, murderous day. What did they call that day? It's just slipped my mind. But it was in June, and Trump had a rally in 2020, Juneteenth. The day that the people in Tulsa, the black business owners at Juneteenth, remember that? He picked that day for a reason, because he's a domestic white supremacist terrorist. Do I need to just say that again? Donald J. Trump is a racist, domestic terrorist, extremist, dangerous man. And he does it on purpose. This is no accident about this. He's showing us exactly who he is. Yeah, just rolled off my tongue and then I forgot what I said. It's not a subliminal message. Now, yeah, he's a narcissistic sociopath. Anne, you're saying a subliminal message. Let me explain something to you. A subliminal message is when the message that you're receiving is hidden. This is not subliminal. There's nothing subliminal about what he's doing. If one thing is for certain, it's that we have been seen in plain living view. Living full on living color. We're doing this. We're doing that. I'm a domestic terrorist, extremist, racist. Well, they're racist anyway. Enemy of the United States. And there are people that are people of color that support him. And that's my prayer, is that the hatred that they have in their heart gets healed, because you wouldn't be attracted to that unless you had major hatred and anger in your heart. Or if you were just completely not getting the news of how he's been behaving. So more about that. Yeah, the Five of Cups. I do see some violent incidences. I do see violent incidences. And scuffles. The guides are saying scuffles. He's the Antichrist. Yeah, he is. Isn't Trump Tower on 666 Fifth Avenue? I think it is. And a sign of the, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too much, but the sign of the demonic is turning things backwards, right? Okay, so there will be some loss tomorrow night. There will be some terribleness. The Six of Rods. This points to, it's going to be like, it's. Let me say this the right way. There will be energy of January 6th present at Waco tomorrow. Yeah. So Joanne, we'll pray that you feel safe tomorrow because she's right in the outskirts of Waco. Send her light. It's not going to be peaceful, put it that way. Yes, he's the Antichrist. And being in this work, I know about the demonic. I know about the dark side. You have to learn about these things to do this work. And one of the signs is to flip everything upside down. Evil oozes out of him, absolutely. And when people can't see it, that's very concerning if they can't see it. So the Six of Rods is showing me that there's going to be, the vibe of January 6th is going to be present. Yeah, he's Brazilian crystals. He's been making fun of Joe Biden in Canada. Yeah, he's so jealous. The type of malignant narcissism and sociopathy that Donald J. Trump has is the type where nobody can have anything. Some children, they're naturally like this, and it's fine if you're a child, will steal other people's, other children's toys. It's like that. It's like he never grew out of, he's a toddler Trump. And everything that he says, pay attention, because when you hear what he says, he's saying what he is. It's just really, really clear. So it's going to have the energy of January 6th. I can't believe people are still supporting Trump either. But, on the bright side, it's a lot less. It has dropped. Now they just steal the children. Did you just get into a conversation about Russia? Yes. Joe Biden is knocking it out of the park. It's really disturbing how little we're hearing about the president's progress. Okay. The Four of Rods. It's this Waco thing is going to clarify where we are as a nation. But it definitely has Cheryl. It definitely has the energy of January 6th. That rally has the energy of January 6th. I just want you to know, get ready for the energy of January 6th to be very, very much present. Oh, Joanne says her husband never believed in the concept of an Antichrist, but he's changed his mind and thinks, yeah, Trump he's definitely under the influence of the dark side. So, yeah, God bless President Biden. They're celebrating is it the 13th year anniversary or the 15th year anniversary of Obamacare, of health care for everyone. Send lots of white light. So I mentioned earlier, if you just jumped on, I have led people through a guided meditation, right here, live streamed during Trump rallies in the past. And now, after we're finished, I just delete it. I don't save that video. So if I feel the need, I'll be tuning in tomorrow. If I feel the need, you'll see. It will be at the time of the rally or shortly before. Not for the entire rally, because they're too long. Okay, so remember, I really have gotten again and again and again that our guides want us to focus on clearing up whatever, dark energies and feelings that we have, and we have the necessary amplitude for the light to win. Okay? I'm just picking 3 more cards about this because this is so on everybody's mind. It will be clarifying. It will. What happens tomorrow night in Waco will be clarifying. It will be clarifying. It will definitely. I actually do feel like he's going to get reined in after this rally. I'm getting that pretty strongly. I felt, well, be grateful. Pluto just went into Aquarius, which was the same position it was in during the Civil War. So this energy it's just out there, and it needs to be cleared up. And America's very bad at, doing penance for our sins as a collective, as a country. Yeah, hopefully they're going to be checking for weapons at the rally. But I'm getting cards that are saying after this, they're going to have to, there's a gag order. There's a gag order coming. I have the 2 of Rods, and it's like, whoa, I don't know. It's law enforcement. It feels like we'll have to rein him in. The 6 of Pentacles is coming up again. Yeah, because of that energy of January 6th. I feel like it's going to be, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a clarifying situation. Ah! I know. That's why I'm here. That's why we're together. That's why we're having a Friday night psychic party. Pluto in Aquarius was in the time of 1776. Oh, sorry. I got that wrong. I stand corrected. I must have heard it wrong. I thought it was Civil War time. Can somebody look that up? Because I thought Pluto went into Aquarius during the Civil War. Somebody look that up. The last time, I know you guys can Google, right? You can Google and read the chat, and I can listen to me at the same time. Yeah, but I thought it was during the Civil War. I'm doing a Monday night, I'm doing a 5 p.m. show live streamed with Kathy Beal, who's an astrologer. I'm going to be live streaming from a studio where I won't have Wi-Fi problems. Yeah, I know Pluto has a 25 to 30 year cycle, but what about Pluto in Aquarius? Yeah, there was something during the Civil War that's very similar. We'll just put it like that. All right, so let's look at Kevin McCarthy. Okay, so there must have been something going on during the Civil War, because I feel like there was something major. I just got it mixed up. So Kathy and I will be doing an astrology, kind of an interview, on Monday at 5, and then it'll post. Thank you for that information. Maybe you can find out too what was going on during the Civil War, because I know for sure I heard some astrological configuration that meant chaos. Kevin McCarthy, the 8 of Pentacles, he's going to have to run. He's going to run. I meant to say walk away. Kevin McCarthy, but run came out of my mouth. Kevin McCarthy. Yeah, okay. I got that it was the American Revolution. Now, what was going on during the Civil War? I'm on to the next question. Astrologically. What do we call him? We call McCarthy Marshmallow. We call him the hostage of the house, and we call him Marshmallow McCarthy. That's how we call him. We call him like we sees him. Where is Kevin McCarthy? Marjorie Taylor Greene has got to go. Anyway, the 8 of Cups has him walking away in shame about something. Not because he's ashamed, because he's not made of anything. He has no shame, but because he gets revealed. I keep on feeling like the DOJ is going to start questioning him. All right, the Lover card. He's in love with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not sure what's going on there. Temperance, yeah. Okay, so these 2 cards, the King of Pentacles and Temperance, is the law looking on, watching Mr. Marshmallow McCarthy. That's what's going on there. We're going to keep going with the McCarthy cards. Boy, we sure do have a lot of content, don't we? I mean, we're not lacking in things to read about. That's for damn sure. All right. You knew there was something. Oh, yeah. You mean I think he's in love with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's bind Cittadini and his cult in white light. That's what we've done at the rallies. His phone is tapped also. You mean Kevin? That makes sense. You keep getting an error sending any message. Oh, sorry. I have no control over that. Believe me, you all know technology is not my friend. We're going to read a little bit more on Kevin McCarthy. We're going to see if he is in fact... Okay, Uranus and Taurus at the Civil War, which is where we're in that now. Yeah, pretty sure. We're in that now. Love is a strong word. Yeah, it is. Just wondering why you're saying that. Oh, because he's in love with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, do you think that that's not the case? Because I'm really getting that. Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy said about Marjorie Taylor Greene, I would do anything for that woman. And Rose is saying, has anyone noticed Kevin McCarthy not wearing his wedding ring anymore? A couple months ago, I saw that his wife was going to ask for a divorce. Do we remember that? Were you here? Were you here when we went into the whole gossiping girls thing? Poulet rules the underworld of chaos. I think you meant to say Pluto. That's just a match made in hell. You guys are hilarious. Let's hear for the funny lines. Four of Swords. Kevin McCarthy is not going. This is about Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy, and what I'm seeing going on with him is he's exhausted. Have you noticed his deer in the headlights look? He's exhausted. Marilyn says he is divorcing. Is that factual now? Boy, just speaking of the rally in Waco, I mean, I just, gosh, when we've done meditations during the rallies before, I'm pretty blown over by how depressed the energy is. It really is depressed. Warren asked you to stop it? Send white light to Warren. He had a really bad accident, and he's one of the loyal people, the followers, grassroots of democracy. So send Warren lots of white light. Anyway, meanwhile, back to Kevin McCarthy. I just feel like he's worn out. I feel like he loses sleep at night trying to figure out how to get out of the pickle he's in. So something's weighing on him. He's got the message that, and I always get this about him, he's got the message that there's a lot of evidence about him a collaboration on January 6th. No, Corey didn't move. He's temporarily in a different location, but we're not doing that show anymore. It's over. It's finished. All things come to an end. So, let's see. Let's look at Mark Meadows. Let's look at Mark Meadows. Yeah, the show, unfortunately, is shut down. It just wasn't working out. I didn't say McCarthy was divorced. I did not say that. That's not what I said. I said his wife, I see his wife. I'm predicting the future. That's what we do here. Sometimes I don't know if there's a delay in the chat or if you just really didn't hear what I said. Could be both. All right. Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows. And feel free, if you have a burning question, feel free to put it up. Happy Friday Night Live. This is a Friday night psychic party. Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows is going to be left out in the cold on his own without any help. I feel like Mark Meadows is going to skip town. I'm not really sure what that is referring to, but I feel like he's going to skip town and try to get away. I don't know if he can just leave. Well, Mark Meadows. Are you all being present? Be in the present. Okay, that's cool. You had to refresh. I understand. Believe me, if anybody understands that, I do. Trump is. I've never seen Trump fleeing. I don't think it would be easy for him to flee. But I see Mark Meadows fleeing. Is Mark Meadows going to flee? He's not going to flee. He wants to. He's in a lot of trouble. I just don't know if he's facing prosecution and jail time yet. Though we can visualize Trump being taken into custody to keep us safe. That's a good thing to visualize. Ginger's asking why Melania is sticking with the Donald. Do we know that she's really sticking with him? They have some kind of prenup. She wasn't supposed to leave. Excuse me. My third chakra is acting up. I must have some message coming in from the guides. Well, Starlight, I'm sure we've all been through times that we just have to part ways, right? All right. Right now, let's be in the present. Attend Church of Spirituality. We have a chant about that. I'm not going to sing it right now. They don't live together. Okay. Yeah. Melania Trump. I'm reading about Mark Meadows right now. Is Mark Meadows going to try to leave town? He's going to try. He's going to try. I feel like Mark Meadows is freaked out by how much dirt the DOJ has on him. And not just the DOJ. Freaked out. Is Mark Meadows going to have to appear before a grand jury? I say yes. Did he already appear before a grand jury? Because I might have lost track. Busted! Oh yeah, definitely busted. I don't know where Mark Meadows lives. Does anybody else? Isn't he the one that let me think. Is Mark Meadows the one that voted illegitimately? Maybe leave Earth. Oh, well, that's an interesting question. Is Mark Meadows planning to leave town? No. I get that he's fantasizing about where he could go. He's the one that took all the phone calls. Mark Meadows, is he going to try to go to another country? I get that he's going to attempt to go to another country. Can I please say something about, hang on, Bibi in Israel? I don't know about that situation. Sorry. Okay. He's thinking. Is Mark Meadows trying to figure out how to get out of the country? I get that he's trying to figure out how to leave the country. I'm not doing a pendulum class right now, Starlight Gazer, but I'm doing a pendulum class tomorrow. That's a class question. I'm doing my best to get people to come to the pendulum class that I have not promoted enough. And I don't think that that's the case. It's not looking at it that makes it move. I can feel where it's going to go. Chief of Staff is the keeper of the gate. Okay, so it looks like he wants to go to another country. That's a good question, Anne. Will new charges be filed against Trump because of the threats? Well, I would think so. I mean, talk about obstruction of justice. That's an understatement. Yeah, Starlight Gazer, if you want to take the pendulum class, I think it's almost time for my commercial break. Let's do that now. I'm not going to ask you to buy a pill or a car. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. Isn't Meadows being watched? I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, in terms of I haven't heard that on the news. Donald Trump should be being watched. Tomorrow, I have a pendulum class. I only have 2 people signed up, so you'll get lots of individual attention. Tomorrow, it starts at 1. I think it's going until 2:30 or 3 Eastern Time. PsychicAnnetteDion.com is where you go to find out everything that I'm doing in terms of what I'm offering. If you're having challenges in your life, I'm a spiritual life coach. So, hang on, Benjamin. Biden and Harris are fine. The FBI is watching Meadows. Okay. I'm in my commercial time. Hang on. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. If you are having challenges in your life and you need a spiritual life coach, it's like a life coach with a spiritual, I use my psychic ability to coach you. That's on my website. On April 1st, I'm having a Q&A for a class that's coming up for 4 sessions every Saturday in April on weight loss. And I always show you that I'm using this book and also Louise Hay's book. It's about positive body image and treating your body with the respect and love that it deserves, and especially how we treat it nutritionally. Meadows is in North Carolina. Okay. We'll resume after my commercial. Church of Spirituality is every single Sunday at 1 Eastern Time, live streamed. Please watch Church of Spirituality, especially if you feel like you need upliftment. You will get it at Church of Spirituality, I promise. Kindness Corner, that's something that I'm doing as frequently as I can. Send me your stories of kindness, because I'm making an effort to get people to see that people are kind and they're not like Donald Trump. In general. Right? Most people are nice. What else? Pendulum class, the weight loss, spiritual approach to weight loss class. I have plenty of room to give you a reading. I have been doing readings, psychic readings, which include tarot, clairvoyance, mediumship, past life reading, your dharma, your life path, and I help you through any issues that you're having in your life. So, PsychicAnnetteDion.com, please book a reading. And that's all I can think of right now. Oh, wait, hang on. Grassroots of Democracy meets every Thursday and every Saturday. Join us as a group. We have copious notes, thanks to my assistant, with links to everything, even if you are not able to be at the Zoom meeting. And we are actively, it feels good to be doing our part. So we're actively helping to save democracy. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com and then just type in your email address so you'll receive the information. Well, it's PsychicAnnetteDion.com, and I can't really type while I'm doing this. So sometimes people will type it in. We are here to save our democracy. Yeah, we are. And Cheryl's saying we're here to save our democracy, and I just want you to know, like, come on, from a big, yeah, McCarthy's an idiot. From a big perspective, from a wider perspective, from an expansive perspective, our souls chose to come in during this time so we would help. Right? That's the deal. Okay, let's look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, shall we? I know, it's gross, but she's such a horrible person. Did you see the video of her going to placate the insurrectionists? Talk about... Oh, thank you, LB. I appreciate that. Benjamin, it's right there. That's the link. Book a reading. I can answer all your questions. Well, your guides. So... yeah, Meadows was accused of using a false address in North Carolina. He says he now lives in South Carolina. What a loser. I'm telling you what. What a loser. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's stealing. She's stealing from the United States of America. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Of course she's stealing from the United States of America. This is the thief card. She's stealing our taxpayer dollars. Hello? The United States is missing an opportunity to go get her. I'm not kidding. But I do see there's somebody in law enforcement and the justice system who's damn determined to go get Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Traitor Grease Pit. Hadn't heard that one before. Traitor is what she is. Meadows has to testify to Jack Smith. Okay, so that's news that I do see that. I do see that, and I think that that's probably I'm picking up on that's why I'm picking up on Mark Meadows really wanting to skip town. Yeah, they need to get, yeah, show the thief card? Wait, hang on. You said that after I put it back. Here it is. This is a thief card. 7 of Swords. She's stealing from the United States of America. The United States of America is missing an opportunity to call her out and to haul her in. The United States of America is missing right now an opportunity to call her out and haul her in. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is a traitor of all traitors. Yeah, sign up for my pendulum class, somebody. I need more people. It's tomorrow. And if you don't have a pendulum, you can just swing something on a string. Okay, so, I mean, I do see someone's going to come and get her. Why are they doing this? Oh, well, you want the lowdown on why they're doing this? I'll try to give you the in a nutshell version. Prior to the election in 2016, Russia started, Putin, I don't want to say Russia, Putin and his lookalikes, the Kremlin, started interfering and meddling in our elections. And a lot of them were in on it. And a lot of them, there are people in this world, and you know, we've been those people too in our past lifetimes. I don't want to, we're not all like free of this. What happened was they were under the influence of autocrats and fascists, and they went to, I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene was there at the time, but on the 4th of July. See, they pick these dates as an insult to America. And notice that Trump was saying things about Alvin Bragg today, about he's an enemy of America. Everything Donald Trump is saying right now is exactly what he's doing. Putin is looking bad, his hair is falling out. It's not the same guy. It's a double. There's many of them. So everything that Donald Trump is saying about other people is what he's doing. Anyway, they went, you can find the list. I have a list of how many went to the Kremlin on July 4th, 2018 as a slap in the face and an insult to the United States of America. And so they did that, and then they came back with a plan to take over our democracy and replace it with autocracy and or kleptocracy and or, well, fascism. They have been planning this for a very long time. That in combination with how the Republicans for the past 50 years have been trying to rig the system so that they have all the money and all the power and all the control. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a part of all that. And then they went to hang out in Hungary with Orban, who gave them the playbook on how to overtake democracy with autocracy. Try to stay with me. They have the playbook. And then they invited Orban to their CPAC convention, which is a domestic terrorist convention. They even have it on a big sign above the stage. We are the domestic terrorists, thinking that they're being funny, but when people show you who they are, believe them. Okay? And it's not just for you, Ann, that I'm saying this. I want people to understand that what we see happening is happening. Okay? Makes sense? I hope I helped. That's what's going on. And they did invite Bolsonaro, the horrible dictator, fascist, past, thank God, president of Brazil. They're spelling it out. There's nothing hidden here. This is a thing that's so amazing. I'm going to read about this. It's so amazing that we're not collectively as a country shutting it down. Yeah. So, oh really? So you're saying the guy who's posing as Putin now is losing his hair. That's interesting. That's what happens when people are stressed, unless it's genetic. I forgot what I was reading on. Can anybody remind me? I think it was more Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anyway, let's do that again. I'm talking too much. Was I in the middle of answering a question? Yeah, so they invited Bolsonaro and yeah, trust what, I mean, it's not, let me just tell you something. It doesn't take a psychic even to tell you what's going on, because if you just follow it, that's what's been going on. The Mueller report proved that Donald J. Trump meddled, he had Putin, he invited Putin, of course he did. He's a power freak. Invited Putin to meddle in our elections, threw America under the bus that day in Helsinki. I think it was in July of 2018, 19. I mean, I remember that day when he threw America, the U.S. intelligence, under the bus and said, Putin told me, and I believe him, don't you? That to me was the ultimate betrayal. I mean, then it just got worse from there. He incited a violent, deadly riot on the country that he took an oath to serve and protect. He incited a war on our country, on the country that, thank you, Dancing Warrior, the country that he took an oath to serve. He incited a war on the Capitol where people died, and he's running for president of the United States. There's something very wrong. I'm going to read about that. I mean, America's just showing itself to be pretty stupid right now. Let's just be honest. The rest of the world is looking at us like, why are you letting this guy get away with this? We're so out of our norm. We're so out of our normal domain here. Yeah, he attacked. He cares nothing about America. Yes, and wasn't that what he was saying about Alvin Bragg and his many heinous messages that he was sending out? The guy never sleeps. He's on Truth Social, and I guess he's tweeting now. Yeah, we'll get rid of NATO. I mean, I hope that all Americans aren't that stupid, honestly. Okay, so the Nine of Swords, we're out of our league. It's in the sense, I mean, we're out of our domain in the sense that we know how to do democracy, but we don't know how to deal with this. It's like after, from Canada. It's like after 9/11. We didn't know how to deal with that, but we did deal with it, right? Yeah. Well, don't give them the power to control your emotions. I agree with that. However, vampires sleep during the day. I don't think Donald Trump sleeps. I think he has a terrible, terrible addiction to stimulants. Just like Don Jr., the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I don't think he sleeps. He's awake tweeting. And, if somebody doesn't sleep for an extended period, I mean, one night's fine, maybe even 2 or 3 nights. But if somebody doesn't sleep for an extended period of time, they go insane. And I just want to remind you all that I did see Donald Trump in my mind's eye at the end of his life in a wheelchair. His brain is just completely gone. And that was a vision I had a long time ago. So we're out of our domain as a country in terms of how to deal with this. Just like we were after 9/11. The Six of Cups, though, there's a turning point. January 6th was a turning point. And we're seeing law enforcement really get on its toes. So, and the Nine of Cups. I actually see this country coming together. He's addicted to Adderall. I think he is addicted to Adderall. He doesn't drink, but, I mean, I actually think drinking would be better for him than what he's doing. Yeah, so all I want to say about how you feel, I mean, yeah, it brings you down. That's why I do these videos. Yeah, I do see people coming together. I see, and I guess, no, Trump doesn't sleep. That's what I'm seeing. He does not sleep. I get the sense that he gets like a 1.5 to 2.5 hours a night. He eats like a cow. But, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah, he's not healthy at all. He looks terrible. The January 6th was a turning point where we kind of get our act together and come together as a nation. Let's remember, during the midterms, Traditionally, during the midterms, the party not in power gets a lot of power during that election time. And that's not what happened. That's not what happened. So we just need enough people to be paying close attention. It's not going to be everybody. We know that. Not everybody has the mental capacity to understand what's going on. I know. I saw Giuliani singing the Teapot song. I mean, it's really, what a circus. What a bunch of clowns. It's just amazing. Hola. Just amazing. Okay, so I'm kind of scanning my mind to think about what's coming up what's imminent, what's coming up really soon. Lots of white light workers are waking up. That's true. That's very true. But what I wanted to say about it getting you down, I've been watching all the old episodes of The Golden Girls and The Golden Palace, and there's some really good ones in there. So I recommend that. That's on Hulu. The GOP is all going nuts. Why isn't Bannon in jail? That's what I'm talking about. 'Cause Trump pardoned him. Okay, we'll read on Bannon just because. And you know what? Just speaking of how treasonous traitors they are, these committees. Yeah, Golden Girls. I don't know why I never watched it when it was on, but boy, really well written sitcoms. How's my new enlightened song, Seasons of Life? Were you the one that said Seasons of Life? It came out pretty good, actually. I'll record it. I'll play it. Let's see. Did you always watch it? This one really good, and the Golden Palace is good too. So if we're feeling down, we have to have ways to bring ourselves up. So we have the energy that we need to deal with this stuff, right? Somebody wants a bell? Somebody wants a bell? What the heck was I just reading on? Totally forgot. Anyway, what I can see here is the United States. This is a star card. Yeah, there's a lot of money coming in, to the Republicans. But I feel like the next generation is a different breed. I was reading on Bannon. The United States wins. Thank you. I like it when you remind me because I just, me, I blabber on and then I forget what I was reading about. Yeah, we all need to focus on our hearts. Yeah, the warning at a January 6th session, Judge Ludwig, it was made very, very, it was stated very clearly that he's a clear representative. Yeah. We have to laugh, right? This is about Bannon. He's not in good shape. Steve Bannon is not in good shape. Hector from Breaking Bad. I didn't read Breaking Bad. I thought Breaking Bad was more a drama. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm not. When it comes to TV, don't ask me. Three of Pentacles. Okay, they're building a case against Bannon. Bannon has it coming to him. Remember, watch and see on Waco. He's going to preach. He's been attacked and send me moolah. I don't need to, that's, I don't need to watch it for that. I don't need to watch the rally for that. We just need to watch it to meditate through and, Bannon. 2 shirts, Bannon. I don't know why he wears 2 shirts. It's very weird. I'm trying to remember when that was ever a fashion. But it looks like they are coming after Bannon. Remember the Chinese billionaire that just got arrested? There's so much news. It's so hard to keep up. Last week, they arrested that Chinese billionaire. What was that for? Do you remember what that was for? They arrested, they went after a Chinese billionaire that was friends with Bannon. And I remember reading on it the last time and I said Bannon's next. Remember? I guess we should read about, Yeah, and I felt like Bannon was next. The guide said Bannon was next. Oh, these cards are the Aquarian. You probably weren't on here. Right before the spring equinox, before I left town, I went to Salem and I got these, new cards because I couldn't help myself. He was charged with fraud. This is the Aquarian Tarot, which I just found out was came out in 1970. Money laundering. So I felt like Steve Bannon had something going on there with that too, and that he was next. Oh my goodness, I don't know which topic to pick from. So let's do this, because don't we owe our President Joe Biden, that's holding this country together pretty single-handedly, don't we owe him a little bit of reading? Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe. It's so reassuring that, this level-headed man is running the country. The guy was funding Bannon's show. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, they're beautiful cards, aren't they? Yeah, this is about Biden. The Seven of Cups is what's happening, and we have to work on this. Biden is working his magic. Yeah, happy Friday to you. It's almost the last day. I mean, next Friday is going to be the last day of March, and then we're going into April when Trump has to go to court with the E. Jean Carroll case. So I do want to read about that too. So this is Joe Biden's doing his magic. I've been saying it's like he's doing like magic tricks. What shall you do about what? And the good news about Biden keeps getting blocked. We need to do a better job of PR. And that. Pluto in Aries, 1829 through 1850 something. Yeah, I'm looking for, there was some really disruptive energy during the Civil War, astrologically. Really something that created chaos, which I would always say is Aquarius. That's why I wore my lightning bolts. See? My lightning bolts? So, does Mexico have extradition? Who's in Mexico? I pray the rosary all the time. I do. Your grown children, tune it out. I lost the conversation somewhere. Tune out what Biden's doing? Well, too bad for them, because it will make you feel better. Seriously. He's going to plead the 5th in April with the E. Jean Carroll case. We'll look at that. I don't know if he can. I don't get that he can. They are aware, but they ignore. Are you saying they ignore what Biden's doing? Nothing like biting off your nose to spite your face. I don't understand, and we can look at it, why people don't want to be helped. Quite frankly, why don't they want to be helped? Why don't they want the Biden administration to help them with their lives? Anyway, he's doing some magic, but the news is not covering it. Yes. Oh, really? Rosa. Oh, I gotta read this. She emailed our dear President Biden, basically told him he's our saving grace and received a very nice response. I love it. That's great. He's a good man. The Eight of Rods is actually, this is what I want to tell you. There's going to be a lot of good energy coming. This is interesting. Good energy coming because of the bad energy. It's the law of contrast, right? We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. Reminds us to focus on the light. As Trump gets more and more heinous, Biden's going to be looking real good. Real good. Oh, isn't that sweet? She got a letter back from the White House. I'm going to do that. On Saturdays at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting, we do things like write emails, sign petitions. And I would, I can take sometime tomorrow during our Saturday meeting. to write a letter to Joe Biden. I think I'll do that. Is anybody here that's in grassroots? Joan, are you still here? Put up the grassrootsofdemocracy.com. It's lazy when people say it doesn't concern me. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. We need to get this complacency. I have a song about that too. I have a song called Raise Your Voices. I think I mentioned it here. It's going to be recorded in Nashville in the very near future. And I'll get that. Thank you, LB. I'll get that to you guys, and I'm going to get it to Marion Williamson too. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. You have a question at Grassroots? What's your question? Go on, ask your question. You can't get an answer unless you ask your question. Well, I can figure it out. You do have to live in the United States to be part of Grassroots of Democracy. You already did. Okay, you already signed up. Good. You should get the Zoom invite in your inbox. If you don't get it in your email. I did. Somebody's asking if there'll be a gag order on Trump. I'm actually getting that after this rally they're going to rein him in. I do feel that. Is it a gag order? Is it a gag order? Yeah, I feel like it's going to be so heinous that they're going to have to rein him in. Didn't they put a gag order on Roger Stone at one point? He should be rotting in jail too. Oh, wow. Yeah, all these people wrote to Joe Biden to say, I mean, we have to thank him for helping us to prevent a lot of things, and it continues. And then, he'll mess up, Trump will mess up. Yeah, a lot of things. Trump is in a place where he just doesn't care. You have the Zoom and have Zoom, but your internet is slow. You don't have to we don't have to see you if you want to be part of the meeting. You can have your video off. On our Saturday session for Grassroots of Democracy, we do a lot of just kind of like as if you're going to the library and you're just working. We have, 20-minute stints where we work. No, you can just show up. You don't have to have your camera on. Oh, Democracy Europe. Nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. Artistic World. Democracy Europe. Well, if Artistic World, if you want to share your wisdom with us, we would love that. Send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com and I can forward you the invite so you can talk to us about what you're doing. I didn't know Democracy Europe was a thing. Yes, that's great. Brazilian Crystals is going to put a mask on. For what? Because you've been angry about Fox for 20 years. Yeah, we're all angry at Fox, but isn't it nice that they're getting called out? I feel like Fox is going to have to pay out $5 billion by the time this is all said and done. Let's pull 3 cards about that. Roger Stone looks horrible. These guys are so stressed. I mean, what kind of life is that? Citizen Assembly. Yeah, Artistic World. We would love it if you could share, what you're doing in Europe. That would make my day. Roger Stone. Oh yeah, he's a fool. Roger Stone is an absolute fool. There's something wrong with his brain. Absolutely. Rush Limbaugh died on your birthday? Really? When was that? Remember when Trump gave him like this big medal? Oh, that was awful. That was awful. Roger Stone, big fool. We'll be celebrating that he has his due. He should be in jail. I feel like Roger Stone is going to get thrown back in jail to finish his sentence that he didn't finish because Trump pardoned him. Because Trump is a fascist. Now, I just want to say about Trump. Violence doesn't affect Trump. He's, I'm just going to lay it on the line with you. I think I'm trying to figure out what the psychiatric diagnosis would be. What's the diagnosis for somebody who is a murderer? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so extreme. I'm just telling you. Oh, you're going to barbecue some fajitas? You're making me hungry. Sociopath? Sociopath. But isn't it like something, I mean, it's not, there's more to it. He's a malignant narcissist sociopath. Psychotic. Yeah, I think it's a bunch of things. I think a psychiatric, and let me just tell you that several years ago, there was a whole board of psychiatrists, there were hundreds of them, that thought of 45 brain. Yeah. There were hundreds of them. There were psychiatrists that, I'm talking about somebody who it doesn't bother him to see somebody suffer and think about it. Think about it. I mean, I'm a totally squeamish person. I can't watch TV. I can't watch movies because 90% of the movies have violence in them. I just can't. Trump is the opposite. Trump, it doesn't bother him at all. And let me just remind you, during January 6th, he could have stopped that riot at any moment. And he watched it and he rewound it because he wanted to see the good parts where people were being pummeled, their heads beat in. He liked it. So we're going to see his really darkest side come out. And I'm not saying this to depress you. I'm just saying this to just get everything in perspective. Because if you have somebody in your family or your group of friends who's been a Trumpster and you can lovingly talk to them, you might get through. You might get through. You might. Because it is coming through to a lot of people. He's very evil. He's the devil incarnate. I agree. And a while back, I had a vision. Now, yeah, serial killer. Yeah, but was that the psychiatric? He has the energy of a serial killer. He does. Just telling you. Yeah, so I had a vision that, this is a few years ago, that Trump was in a dark room. This is a vision that I had. And in this dark room, he was muttering under his breath and he was communicating with a dark something. All right, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to try to keep it on the, the seemingly sane side. Yeah, Mary Trump knows, right? Mary Trump definitely knows. It's in the family, right? It's long after the witching. I must be artistic world. Thank you for, let's hear it for Europe. Tuning in. You're like me. I'm a big night owl. Okay. You saw a video clip of Stone saying he and Trump pray together? I'd like to see that. Sadistic. It is yeah, you know what? I'm glad that Sunshine is saying she dated a narcissist. I'm glad that the information is out about narcissism, because before we knew about narcissism, we couldn't really put our finger on, it's a disorder. It's a disorder. Like the brain of a murderer. If you do an MRI on their brain, it's a different brain. And Trump has a different brain. Let's let you get away with what? Okay. Malignant narcissist. Yeah, I'm just saying that it's more than that. It might be a homicidal psychopath. That kind of fits. Yeah, my heart goes out to you if both of your parents were narcissists. I mean, it really does. In 30 years of doing this work, I cannot believe what people go through. I mean, it makes me feel like my parents are absolute saints. So my heart goes out to you. Okay. I mean, they all have their flaws, right? Your grown kids ignore Trump. Good. Good. But get involved, right? Let's just look at democracy in general. Pray for the family. I don't know if it's plural, but the lost their loved one in Iran. Iran is crazy. Does Trump? Are you really asking me? Does Trump have a personality disorder, Kathy, or are you joking? No, seriously. Kathy, are you kidding? Does Trump have a personality disorder? Is there anything about that man that I think you're joking, that says normalcy? No, nothing. That, you threw me. Democracy. Just really threw me. Does Trump have a personality disorder? That's kind of obvious. You know what I'm saying? Of course he does. Somebody reassure me that you guys are like, you're with it. You know, reassure me. I know you are, but you just threw me off there. To battle and conquer the darkness. Yes, we'll channel our incurable optimist. I'm a Sagittarius. I always say we're ridiculously optimistic. Yeah, he's a psychopath. He's a malignant narcissist. And his father was a sociopath. Oh yeah, I mean, work with me here. You guys know this, right? You don't think that he's normal. I'm just wondering. Yes, and there was there were hundreds of psychiatrists that wrote to, I'm not sure who it got sent to, but it might have been people in the Trump administration warning them that he was seriously mentally sick. You watch King of the Hill and I Love Lucy to Find Your Happy Place? No, he's normal is a relative term, but he's definitely not normal. Megalomaniac, yeah, it's amazing. I'm reading and pulling 3 cards about democracy, American democracy. Normal is a setting on the clothes dryer. I like it. If you have had the horrible misfortune of being brought up by malignant narcissists, you should get a reading from me. I can help you. Psychic@dion.com. I have a lot of experience. I will help you. This is democracy hangs in the balance. We are going to be what's happening with our democracy is it's being stolen from us, right? Yeah, Hulu is good. I do like Hulu. Thank you, Melissa. And this is the Knight of Rods. It's going to, democracy will stay. This almost reminds me of the energy of Zelensky, and in terms of he would fiddle like Nero while America burns. Absolutely, that's what he's doing now. That's what Trump is doing now. Like Nero, he's fiddling while America burns. Well, that was kind of the scenario January 6th. Not sleeping while it has to be hard on his heart. I think, yeah, there is a connection, isn't there? You wonder if Liz Cheney is freaked out by what? I don't know if Liz Cheney could be freaked out any more than she was by January 6th. This is about democracy. It hangs in the balance because of these thieves. They're stealing our democracy. I'm doing my best to keep it light. I'm good, you're good, we're all fine. We're all good right now. We're fine, right? We're all fine. We just have work to do on the etheric. We have to send our light and our prayers and work hard on democracy. Anyway, the Knight of Rods, this is the energy that's really similar to Zelensky's, in the sense that we will, and it's funny because the guides gave me this a while back, a few months ago. We have to all find our inner Ukrainian, right? Our inner Ukrainian, that to have that much passion for saving our freedom. Okay, so please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. We have about 6 or 7 minutes left. If you want, thank you, Anne. I'm glad that I help you. If you'd like to demonstrate your appreciation, there's a tip jar in the description. And if you go to psychic@dion.com, it really it warms my heart when people donate. And if you've donated, I appreciate it. When do I think the indictment will finally happen? Well, on Monday, I said Wednesday. Vote blue. I think people know that, Sharon, right? It's good to repeat it. on Monday I said Wednesday. I kind of think it's next Wednesday. It's okay to be late. You can just watch after we end the vid. What am I missing to read about? Putin and G? I read a lot about that the other night. Yeah, let's remember the psychic readers on YouTube, we only came on because of Trump. We only all know each other virtually. I have a lot of virtual friends. I'm really grateful for that because of Trump. The light workers came together. And if you could, I just want to ask you if you can do this. Visit the less fortunate. Yes, visit the less fortunate. Yes, definitely. I love that. We talk about that at Church of Spirituality. We pray for the shut-ins and the people that are having a hard time. Yeah, so it's really important that we all come together. And I want to ask you all that if you're on another YouTube channel and you're in the chat, please type in grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Because I'm getting a little frustrated. I mean, I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to do that, but just type in grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Even if it doesn't highlight, like I type that in sometimes and it doesn't highlight. I think you have to be a member of their channel or something. Wow, her awakening began in a church and continued to be working when she worked in the emergency room. I think it's time for us to pull 3 cards about Russia and G before we do the collective. You believe Jimmy Carter is holding on until Trump is held accountable? How about that? He's still with us. Yeah. Jimmy Carter, man. Loves this country. A lot of people love this country. I love this country. You love this country. And when I get the lover card, and I get the lover card a lot, it's about how much we love. Waiting in the ER. Yeah, it's good to do good work for others. It takes us outside of our heads. It's really good for us. Putin and G. They're working on something, but the Ten of Swords is saying Putin and China. Speaking of malignant narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, Autumn promotes me. Oh, thank you for... I appreciate that. I'm going to say thanks to her. And make sure I type grassrootsofdemocracy.com in her chat. I do appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. The Ten of Swords is Putin and G. And they just want to hurt people. It's really awful. They're coming to some kind of an agreement. And they're working hard on it. Let's see what's going to go on with that. And I feel like it's the word desperation is coming. The word desperation is coming. You keep dreaming about your siblings who are Republicans. Well, let me say something about your siblings who are Republicans. If they're Trumpsters, maybe they don't know it, but they're subscribing to fascism. We have to start telling it like it is. This is not a Republican Party. You know, I renamed them the Party of Fascists, right? Yeah, I renamed them the Party of Fascists, the POF, not the GOP. Yeah, just speak lovingly. I just want to remind everybody, here's why I've researched cults. I had a family member that was in a cult. I did my homework about cults. When they come to and they realize they've been had and they want to get out of the cult, whatever it is, they will go to the people that were unconditionally loving. You create that safe space by, it's like it's like a cozy blanket. Create that energy that, just avoid talking about Trump and all that. Just be the loving place for them to know that when they're down, you're there for them. It's all about the love. It really is. As annoyed and as much as you're seething that they don't get it, I know it's the hardest thing. Read The Cult of Trump by Stephen Hassan, or read Combating Cult Mind Control by Steve Hassan. I've known about him for over 30 years. He's his occult expert, and you'll understand. And he wrote a book called The Cult of Trump. I've mentioned it many times. Pulling 3 cards, but I was continuing to read about Putin and Xi, the 3 of Swords. All they want to do is inflict harm, but they have harm coming to them. They're really unstable. What I mean by unstable is their economies are so unstable. They really are kind of at their wits' end. You're welcome. Putin and Xi, but they're, it's like I said the other night, they're putting on airs, they're hiding, the 4 of Pentacles is they're hiding the truth, and they're working for Satan. So this is a battle between the light and the dark. So that's what we're in, and we signed up for it. Before I go, I'm going to pick 3 cards for the collective community. So remember, just start typing grassrootsofdemocracy.com and other people's chats, live chats. It can only help. It can only help democracy. You wouldn't believe how much information we provide to people about how to save our democracy in our meetings. And I started that group not this past January, but last January. What was you thinking when you signed up for this? Signed up for what? You knew that you were to realize if you're on the planet at this time, which obviously you are unless you're a bot, then you knew you were signing up for helping through these times. Or you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even be in this chat. Right? Must have been drinking when you signed up for this. No, it's a privilege. This life is a privilege. Come on, we can't be doing that. You came here to help mankind. You came here to help the future generations. You came here to promote living as a free human being. And I didn't even touch tonight on the book bans and all that, but we'll do that on Monday. Because there's just so much to read about. But these are historic times. And what we do is pivotal. What we do can pivot everything, and it will. Let's read 3 cards for the collective. So remember, the pendulum class, I need a couple more people. You're going to get a lot of personal attention if you take the pendulum class tomorrow. It's a small group. Didn't say, no, it wasn't you, Dancing Warrior. People that are like, oh, why did I sign up for this? It's a great privilege to be here. We're all love warriors. You came here to be a love warrior. Be proud. So what we have coming up, we're gonna see news kind of being withheld. The DOJ is playing it really, really safe. Remember, the people that are serving on the jury in the E. Jean Carroll case, they're making it that they remain anonymous, which is a good idea. So there's going to be a lot that they're not telling the public. Gloria, come on. You're having a fun life. You can't kid me. You can't fool me. The Knight of Cups. We will hear news over the weekend, over the next few days. We will hear news, but we're not going to hear about anything more about the Trump cases. We're not going to get anything new over the weekend. 10 of Cups. There's an abundance of legal issues that are coming at Trump and all the other shysters. So yeah, Gloria's a happy camper. So there's that. It doesn't look awful. I'll let you know if I'm going to do a guided meditation for a portion of the Trump rally tomorrow night. I'll feel it out, see how much I want to go into the slime. But together we can shine a bright light so that nothing terribly violent happens. Thank you. It's been 94 minutes, so I'm going to go, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for the gifts, and if you came here late, I got these, more peeps than you can eat in a lifetime, and the Donald Trump toilet brush. And one more, in case you came on late. This is really good. We are the granddaughters of the witches you couldn't burn. Love it. Thank you. Namaste. I'll see you soon. Go to psychicandnetion.com. All right.